Good evening and welcome to another edition of Tell the Truth and Shame the Devil. I'm Jenny Bernard, your host. As always, you can catch me right here each and every day, Monday through Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. right here on Facebook Live. You can also catch me on YouTube at MemphisRealTalk.com as well as Spotify, as well as X. We are out there for you to bring you the information that you need to know. You know what we do here. We talk business, legal, social, whatever affects you in this community, we are willing and able to talk about as we come to the end closer and closer in just a week or more. So we are entering into a new year. It's going to be different in 2026. As the Lord said, is saying that we are still here. We're going to shake up some things. We're going to shake the bushes, excuse me, and get some of these snakes and everything else that's been running this government. We're going to shake them out of the bushes. We're going to tell you all about them. And I started a program that I call the Snake of the Day. And from time to time, I will throw you some snakes up that we have talked about. On the other day, we talked about last week this particular snake here, and we want you to know him and you realize who he is. That is one of the biggest snakes, in my opinion, that we ever had in city and county government. That's right. This snake withered his way all the way from city council to the state senate and to the county mayor's office. Well, we got some snakes that's going to be running for county mayor. We'll be talking about that. Come January 1st, we're going to be off and running to get rid of snakes like this one. But we got another snake here today that we're going to talk about a little bit in just a few minutes. And many of you know the snake I'm talking about. And you call me, you talk to me, you text me, and have these conversations about how surprised that you have been in regard to this snake that we are going to talk about now. If you want to subscribe, just go to the bottom of this video and hit the subscribe button. We got many, many people that are listening to this program, and we wish and ask that you would subscribe. Many of you are doing it. Thank you so much as well. But you can go to the website that we are building and MemphisRealTalk.com. MemphisRealTalk.com. Go to that website and look and see what we're doing. We got everything that you want, and we're going to build more onto the site to bring the information to you that you need to know. Ladies and gentlemen, these snakes have been running city and county government into the ground. We are broke, but how do they do it? They run the city off of your tax dollars. They do what they want to do, manipulate. They misuse and abuse your tax dollars. And what do we do? I posted something where I said, who is really crazy? Is it the politicians that misuse and abuse you in so many ways? Or is it the people who are crazy, who for putting those politicians into their office? The politicians evidently are not crazy because they're living off of you. But then again, are you crazy that year after year, election after election, you keep putting these people who no doubt in my opinion, are just snakes. Snakes feed off the grass being you, the people. They eat until they get full and they shed their skin. And then they come back again and want you to put them back into office. It's a new day coming. If somebody do it, somebody got to do it. I'm volunteering to do it. to shake the grass, to get the snakes out of the politics in Memphis. And something needs to be done. Why would you just continue to allow these snakes to take care of their buddies, take care of their family, taking care of themselves off of the taxpayer dollar? And they find the perfect snake that I'm going to describe to you today that they put into office solely for the purpose of manipulating you, lying to you, doing things that you didn't know anything about. How can you be a representative of the people and the people don't know what's going on? We give you the key to the city. We give you the key to the city and trusting that you would do the right thing. But this snake that's on the screen right now has not done the best for you. I almost said something else. But I have to catch myself because it's getting to the point that it's just terrible, very often, that we allow these snakes to do what they're doing to us, and we do nothing. Let's describe this snake. Look at it. Let's talk about it for a minute. Like we talk about that snake that sits in the county mayor's office. And you realize now that he's a big snake. And now we got this snake, and now you're beginning to realize things about this snake that goes by the name of Paul Young. You got excited. You went to polls and voted for him, installed the advertisement, the commercials. You thought what you saw was good. But at the same time, you did not know and realize that money people, the powers that be in this city, had already started to manipulate you. But then they had to find the perfect individual to carry out what they wanted done. And we're going to describe to you what this snake by the name of Paul Young has been doing since he's been in office. The snake came in, and the first thing this snake did was raise your taxes. He wanted 75%, but he didn't get for 49. This snake then go down and talk about beautifying the downtown area to get the additional that would equal up to the 75%. He got what he wanted because the powers that be was directing him to do what he was doing. He had no agenda because he said it to me first right here on this program. There was no agenda. He would wait till he get into office. What politician runs on no agenda? These are not my words. These are the words of this individual. This snake, in my opinion, that you're looking at right now, have proven that he is the ultimate snake. He didn't care about you. He cared about himself. He cared about getting into office to be the mayor of this city. Now, who put him in office? Yeah, the people did. But if you look at the majority of the people that put this snake in, they're African American. He won this election with only 24 or 25,000 votes out of 600,000 individual citizens in the city of Memphis. That says a whole lot to the people that live here in this city. There's a lot of people just don't feel that going to the polls and vote is important anymore. But we're going to redo their thinking. We're going to put the information out here like we're doing now. We're going to continue to let you know about all of these snakes who are running only for themselves and not for you. And I'm going to continue to say that. Because this snake here, after raising your taxes, you wasn't aware of about a hotel that was going to be bought. But that was a part of the agenda that this Nick, Paul Young, was told, in my opinion. Now, you tell me, Paul Young, come on this show, tell me when did you come up with buying the hotel? If you said that, you had that agenda, you're supposed to let the people know you was on this program. And I asked you, what was your agenda? And you said you had no agenda until you got into office. So now we know what your agenda is. Because the people who put 1.5 million plus into your campaign, they bought you, son, and you sold your soul to the devil to get in the position that you were in. I believe, without a doubt, that you had no agenda until you got in and were told what your agenda was going to be. I want you to listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. If the death of Tyree Nichols and the big controversy that was going on in this city, you all told him to get rid of C.J. Davis. Now he's the mayor. He could have got rid of him, appointed well qualified chiefs that were in the Memphis Police Department. But he didn't do it. He overlooked what you were saying. The people who put him in office, he overlooked you. You were not important. And he showed you how much he appreciated you putting him in office because he did not listen to you. And C.J. Davis is just an individual that knows nothing about what she's doing. And she gets on camera, try to filibuster and try to make you believe that she knows what she's doing. But it's obvious. Lost 2 jobs prior to coming to Memphis. Now she's in Memphis and she done found the root. What police chief don't live in the city where she's supposed to be the police chief? Living in Arlington, but not in Memphis. Not the police chief in Arlington, but she's the police chief in Memphis. I locked up a lot of friends and people I knew. Some I even went to school with when I was in fugitive at the sheriff's department. But I lived in Memphis. I did not take the water from Memphis and go take it and put it in somebody else's pump. I stayed right here, dealt with the people in this community. But this police chief, who actually, in my opinion, is the really cause of Tyree Nichols being dead in his grave right now. And they're playing with this family of Tyree Nichols. They're going to continue to see it, going to continue to see it because they got your money to vend themselves against any lawsuit. And they're going to continue until the judge gets sick of seeing them and come to the point he said this got to go to trial. But it wouldn't be a situation if you had done, Paul Young, what the people told you to do. But you couldn't do it because the agenda by the powers of be did not want you to get rid of her. Jim Strickland brought it in here. Jim Strickland, in my opinion, told the backers who back you that they want to keep C.J. Davis because he appointed her. And this individual right here has no say so. He sits there and carry out the agenda of the 1.5 million plus dollars to his campaign. If you follow the money, you will understand, you will find out, ladies and gentlemen, exactly who is working for you or people that put the money in their campaign. Pay attention to the money. So he didn't do that. So now what he goes and do, buys a hotel. Pay attention. And I got it on my Facebook page so you can look at it. Pay attention. He got the hotel. You didn't know about it. It wasn't a part of his agenda. Nobody told him other than the people who backed him to go on to this venture. Now follow this, follow this. You get the hotel based on bonds, which is taxpayers' money, or people buying into the bond. Still something you may have done, but it's still your money. Then you turn around and go deal with your money to get this thing up and rolling, which was a tune will be about 30 million. Then they call out a group, a corporation, who do many things, from investment to uh, pension funds, all kind of business that wrapped up in this group. He decided, and the board, city council decided to go along with this madness, which is get them to run the Carlisle group. And after so many years of it would then be turned over to the Carlisle group. This individual, who's not representing you, but doing what he's been told to do. I'm getting sick of saying them right now because the more I think about it, the more disgusted I get with these type politicians that will sit here and talk about what they want to do for you, but do nothing for you, but abuse you. But the day of the Geechee, as they used to say, is over. All of these Geechees that's being elected and doing everybody else's business, the day of the Geechee is over. And we're going to do something about all of these Geechees that's out here running for office and not taking care of the people who put them in office. Now, this is not a black thing. This is a citizen thing where we sit back and listen and watch. And all of these 15-minute sound bites that you hear. Oh, we want to be together. We want to be a part of it. Well, who are you together with, Paul, y'all? Who are you together with in this community? You sit around and you say that we want Memphis to come together. Memphis is not going to come together no more than what they tell you to do. And this is what's happening here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you have an opportunity to get rid of these type of Negroes that are being bought and paid for, in my opinion, by their contribution. You get these 4 black female women that's on the council that's supposed to be representing you, but they are representing the money tree. Chase Carlisle, the chairman of the budget, he was appalled, as he said, to even give the 2%, did not vote for the 2% to give the raise. So you end up with these individuals, Yolanda Cooper Sutton, Pearl Walker, Logan, and Councilwoman White. Here are the people that's supposed to be representing you, but they sit here and refuse to give the money to the men and women who are worthy of their help. But they are being led by the individual that I just had up on the screen, where I called the snake of the day. Last week, Lee Harris is a bona fide snake of the day. And what we need to do is make sure that Lee Harris never hold a elected position again, because you see what he's done. You see what his attitude is. And as long as I'm sitting here, I will keep reminding you of these snakes. And these snakes are not doing anything for you. They just getting started. They got a whole lot of other things they gonna bring up in 2026. We're gonna talk about the snakes on the school board. We're gonna highlight them as well. I just want you to take time to think. I want you to watch and see these people. Oh, it's gonna get busy. A lot of them pull their petition today. We're gonna get a list of those who pull their petition when they turn it back in and when they date for them to withdraw or stay in the race. We're gonna talk about it. A lot of them may not want to come on this show, but we're gonna ask, we're gonna research their background. And we're gonna inform you, okay, here's John Smith. He's running. Who is John Smith? Because you have so much technology right now. We used to have to run here and run there to get information. You can sit right at this desk and research John Smith and find out John Smith is not qualified to be on the city council or the school board or run for mayor. You got an individual in there that the criminal court clerk's office is so messed up. People are retiring not because they wanted to, because they just got sick of the poor leadership. And I've been told this. There have been people in the criminal court clerk's office that had to file a suit against Heidi Klum. And the EEOC were giving them permission, but they called and told her, you need to work that out. And they ended up working it out. But that would be nothing to work out if you had the leadership. But Heidi Klum now said, you elected me criminal court. These knuckleheads may elect me as county mayor with no qualification at all. I checked into what Heidi Klum's supposed to have been doing when she worked for the sheriff's department. She's supposed to have been some kind of program specialist. And the people that I've talked to says she never did nothing but just sit back in the office up there on the 7th floor in a closet almost, but just made $90,000 off of the taxpayer. And now she wants more, but they're pushing her. They're saying it's coming down to 2 women. But I know one woman that should never have been the criminal court clerk. But she was because you were manipulated. You've been played. It's a new day. It's a new day. And some of these individuals that's in that race for the county mayor need to come out. And what you need to do is that when they don't come out, you need to send notice and say, we remember the fact that we asked you not to run, but you ran anyway. And we're going to punish you because of that. And that reason we may not get the person that we really want in the office because black folks will divide the black vote. You see what happened with Steve Cohen? And he's been there almost 30 years because black folks couldn't come together. They divided the vote over 12 to 20. Black people got in the race. And Steve Cohen was the only white individual. He ended up winning that and kept on winning. And every time I ask people, tell me what he's done, nobody can give me any information other than the information that you would have gotten if you had been elected. The money you would have brought to Memphis, even if you had gotten elected. But he wanted to tell you what he did. Well, what did you do besides eating a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken and showing the bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken that went viral? So did that help Kentucky Fried Chicken? By showing the world the chicken bucket while you sit in Congress and eat a bucket of chicken? What did that say? I'll tell you what it said. The nation as a whole asked the question, what kind of people down there in Memphis, Tennessee, in the predominant black district elect this individual who's sitting up here eating a bucket of chicken? And we're talking about him because we're going to profile him, the snake of the day, and many other snakes that we are sitting back and doing nothing. I showed you the snake of the day, Paul Young, and I've sent an invitation to him, and I'll send it again. And I know some of you listeners, you capitalists out there, and I understand. I got the information that the new fire chief is a capital. How many actual capitals or sororities hold key position in the administration of Paul Young? It's a game being played. We're going to research that. But I'm pretty sure because the person that gave me the information that he's a capital, I can depend on him. If he's a capital, was there anyone else in the fire department more worthy than the new fire chief? But was he picked because he was a capital? Capitals make me sick. I can tell them that every time somebody says, yeah, I'm a capital. Yeah, okay, nice meeting you. Walk on. Because I have no respect for them at all. You may respect them, but this is an individual. I have no respect. And I started deleting people that was on my page and throwing capital signs. I'm finding out they capital, I'll delete them because I have a whole lot of people waiting to be a part of this. I'm talking about serious people. They're thriving. They're aching for this information that we're giving him. I told you today about Paul Young, the thing that he's already done, and then he got a few more years to go. What would you expect that would happen under his administration? You already are frustrated with him and his leadership. I hear it all the time. But I respect your right. That you may be in a position that you cannot come on and talk about it. Yeah. But I hear you. I see you. Got a text today from a lady that said to me, Paul Young gotta go. We're sick of it. So now they're saying that they're glad Lee Harris is gone. Well, don't put him in another position, but then again, the clique that he may be could give him a judgeship. Probably have never sat on the bench in his life, but he'll get there in that job or that position. But I wouldn't be surprised if Lee Harris don't jump into the ninth congressional Congress race. Split up the vote, and Steve Cohen is elected again. When are we going to wake up when it comes to our community and the concerns we say we have in our community? But we do everything to divide our community instead of bringing our community together. Well, the day of the Geechee, the day of these Negroes who profit off of dividing the community will no longer be. Now, if you don't stand up, you don't speak up, and you don't deal with this situation that we have right now in 26, from the school board suing you, the people who elected them, they are suing you because they are suing the county commission for making the decision to run these positions together next year. And they say you're so silly that they can sue you and you're still elected. What's wrong with that? Everything. And we keep doing it. When will we stop? When will we make up our mind that the day of the Geechee, the day of the Negro, the day of the slave, that being bought this day by the slave master that's got the money? There's a difference. The slave is not in the field from sun up to sundown, but the slaves are sitting on the city council that's been bought and paid for, the county commission, the state house, the state senate. The slaves are sitting there enjoying the fruits of your labor because they have not and will not enjoy the fruit of their labor because they're doing nothing. These slaves are letting people come into this city to abuse you. Don't even get the permits that they need. Just go in and start working. Go in and take over a luxury lot plant without getting permission. Why? Because the day of the Geechee, the day with the Yasta Negro that you have elected and put into office was not strong enough to keep them out. And you, your grandchildren will suffer because the day of the Geechee, the day of the Negro, the day of the snakes, that every time they sit down in a committee meeting or a full council or full commission, those Geechees up there are not working for you. Those Negroes are working for themselves and for others. 2026 is a different day, ladies and gentlemen. We got to do it a different way because if we don't, we're going to continue to be in the position that we're in, and I'm going to be able to sit back and watch and see what you do. Now, if the Lord will and the creek don't rise and I'm here, I'm going to step out. I'm going to try to will organize those who really care. Let's talk about that. You saw the snake of the day. Would you want to put him back in office again? If you're thinking, as my friend sits on my desk to remind me every day to think. And when you think, you'll get your answer. If you think hard and long enough. Will you elect a person of Paul Young quality? Not qualification, he had none, but of his stature to do again in another election? Or will you find somebody who really concerned about this city and to make a difference? We're going to organize ourselves, the people, the citizens, all citizens, black and white and others, are saying and crying out, what in the world is happening to Memphis? I said, Memphis is a cancer. It has a cancer, and we have to cut the cancer. Sometimes the doctor has to cut the cancer out of a patient. Memphis is a patient that's full of cancer, and we have to cut it out. We can't give it chemo, but we got to cut the political cancer out of these people who are running. And those people who have no qualification, other than I'm 18 and I look good in a suit, or I look good in a formal dress, don't mean nothing. People have gotten elected to office because of glamour shots. You know darn well when you look at those individuals who have gotten elected on glamour shots, you know when you see them, you go Milo because they don't look nothing like the picture they don't put up that they are. Just think about it when next time you see an elected female who have thrown pictures up on the internet, and then you look at her and compare the picture that you saw, you say, my God, where's that person that I saw on the internet in the picture? And you know, people do that. That's how sick it is. You will vote for somebody because they look good. No knowledge, no qualification, but you vote for them. You vote for them because they are great manipulators. And you say, well, you know, he sounded good to me, sounding good, but what did he say? Well, I can't tell you what he said. It's sort of like the lady that went to church and said, Reverend, you know you preached this morning. And the preacher said to her, well, what did you get out of the sermon? Well, I don't know. I just know you preached this morning. Some of y'all know somebody like that. What did he say? I don't know, but he spoke with me. And that's why I gave him a vote. That is pitiful. That somebody would even think that way. We're going to be forgiven. We're going to forgive you that. But this time, when the election come around, the team that will assemble together will let you know who is qualified to be in that position. And see, let me tell you something. You have to be bold enough to make that call. They have their numbers. I'll give it out. You call them and say, hey, look, we need you to bow that race. We'll get you next time like they used to do in the old school. Again, we want to win this race. You need to get out. We'll get you next time for another position. That's what they used to do. And if you think I'm lying, you ever ask Steve Halford Sr., ask him if that was not true. That an opponent was going to run and did not the preacher who was community leaders then went to him and told him, get out of the race. We want to win this way. We can win. But if you don't get out of it, and we'll remember that next time. And that's with people voting, them finding the ballots that hadn't been counted down in the basement. That's how Hal Ford Sr. won. We're coming back with that spirit. We're coming back to say, no, you've been there for 4 years and you did nothing for the segment of the community. For millions of dollars being invested in the golf with friends, Walnut Grove, Galloway Golf Course. $8 million or more was put in there. Simon was on the city council and made sure that that was done. Beautiful golf course. I go to the golf course in Memphis. They just now recently started putting money into Pine Hill, money into golf course, White Haven Golf Course. It's so many things we are not see individuals who would buy a hotel with your tax dollars and to give it away in the years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, it just do not make any sense. This is our snake of the day. This snake has let you down. This snake has not done the right thing by you. This snake, when you told him to get rid of C.J. Davis, this snake could not get rid of. The company had to keep what have we got for? Police department didn't until the federal government stepped in. I don't care what you say about that. Lives have been saved because of the federal government. The task force. People who are illegally in the city of Memphis are being taken out and sent back to come in the right way. People have lived here 25 years. Have raised a family here, but were illegal the whole time they were there. I have arrested people who had broke the law and they were put in jail or they were arrested, served their time because they broke the law. But I never understood that when authorities do the right thing and their sole purpose is to do that job, why is it that we have people crying for people who broke the law? They are doing their job, what they are getting paid for. You pay them. But then you get these bleeding heart who want to talk about they shouldn't do this. But guess what? If by chance it was you, they would do the same thing for you. And how many people would be standing on the corner at Highland and Poplar, hollering for your blessing? How many? I don't think many. This is your snake of the day. And more to come because of the mess that we have allowed these people to do and to carry on. 2026, it's a new day. It's a new time. And I'm going to do what I have to do to keep you informed, to let you know that we have to tell the truth and shame these devils because the devils are getting away. I posted it looked like the devils are winning in Memphis, Tennessee. If you turn over the rock, you'll see every kind of bugs and worms and everything under the rock. Memphis is the rock. In 26, we're going to turn the rock over. And you're going to see the snakes, the bugs, the worms. That's all in Memphis that's running Memphis, Tennessee. Ladies and gentlemen, as we get close to Christmas Day, I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. And we'll do that again before Christmas Day. Keep wishing you the best of the best in your life. And I think you should benefit from the people you elect and put into office. I really do. And if you don't give enough to do something for yourself, then that's on you. But we would be asking volunteers. We would be asking captains in every ward and precinct. We would be asking you to do this. If he or she lives in your home and that's able to register and vote, then you need to make sure that happens. There's no way in the world that you could be old enough in my house and sit there and tell me that you're not going to vote. No, sir. My two sons can tell you that that didn't happen. It's you going to vote no matter what. You're going to do what's right because too many people sacrifice for that right. Sometimes you have to show tough love. And the problem with most of our kids is that we don't show any tough love. We just let them go along because you don't want to be bothered with. You're afraid of it, sucking up your hair, getting your heat, eating your food, opening the refrigerator and saying, Mama, what you gonna cook? And all they gonna do is sit around and do nothing. It's your fault. If you don't control your house, you're gonna end up getting what you're getting. That phone call in the middle of the night. Mama, can you come get me out of jail? Or Miss so and so, we regret to inform you that so and so was shot or she was in an accident. You got to set the groundwork and you got to do the right thing. So come 26, we doing the right thing. Ain't no if and but about it. And if we don't come crying, don't come crying because you've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and ran over again. I'm Jenny Bernard. You've been listening to Tell the Truth and Shame the Devil. In the words of my grandmother, she always said, it was the Lord's will and the creek don't rise. We'll see you on tomorrow. But always remember what I said. I said trust everyone, but do not trust the devil inside. Peace. God bless you. Until tomorrow, I look forward to it. Seeing you then. Take care.